This valuable lesson that I learned from my mentor changed the trajectory of my career. It changed how I looked at sales. That mentor that taught me this, he saw that I was struggling. He saw that I was wasting a lot of time and I was putting in more hours than him, and I wasn't making nearly as many sales as him. And so what he did was, he used to call me Young Blood, right? His name was Winston. He used to call me over, he's like, "Hey, Young Blood, come here." Cool cat, man, real cool cat. I could visually see him, and I was probably maybe in my early 20s. And he told me, he said, "Hey man, I see your work ethic, your hustle is strong. I can tell you really want it. I'm gonna teach you a lesson. You have to have purpose. Purpose makes sense." He's all, "But I'm not talking about sense like the sixth sense. I'm talking about sense, C.E.N.T.S. It makes sense." I'm like, "Oh, okay, purpose makes money." He's all, No, young blood. Sense is an acronym." And so he told me, he's all, "First off, you have to understand why you need purpose." He said, "If you have purpose, you know where you're going. If you don't have purpose, you're just gonna kind of go with the flow, and you're gonna let the prospect dictate how long the conversation is gonna be, what direction the conversation is gonna go." He said, "If you don't have purpose, you're never really gonna make sense." He's all, and that's actually gonna determine your money. He's all, "Follow me on this. In order to actually make sale, you have to get an engagement to where there's trust, there's desire, right? And he's all, without purpose, you're either going to lose that sale or you're going to drive that sale." He's all, "Check this out, Young Blood." And he always just call me Young Blood, man. I can hear it in my head. It's so weird. He said, "Most salesmen have purpose, but only the successful salesmen have a dual purpose. The unsuccessful salesmen have a purpose of just feeding themselves, meaning what's in it for them." He said, "But the most successful salesmen have a dual purpose, meaning what's in it for both of us." He said, "If you can find a way to train your mindset to have a dual purpose," because a lot of salesmen aren't that way. A lot of salesmen are just out to make a quick buck. They're just out to drive their revenue. They're out to brag about that they booked somebody. And I understood where he's coming from, because I was that way. Because this is around the time that Boiler Room came out, the movie Boiler Room, right? And Glenn Ross. So it was like, that was the thing to do. He said, "But check this out. You need to have dual purpose, meaning it has to be a win-win, because if you engage with a prospect and you find out that they can't benefit, you need to have purpose of helping them save their time or helping them save themselves from making a bad decision. And the karma of that will help you avoid wasting your time in the future, because if you have dual purpose, meaning you want to help them save themselves, you're going to help yourself by moving them out of your way." He said, "One of the most valuable things that salesmen have is not necessarily their skill set, but it's also their time, how effective and how efficient they are with their time." He's also, "Learn how to have a dual purpose. Look at the win-win situation, because that win-win situation will foster win-win opportunities, and that opportunity will be referrals. It'll be long-term relationships. It'll be, repetitive business, repeat business. And that goodwill will end up as good karma, and it will feed you for the long run."